We are quickly approaching the end of May and we need to do some reflecting. Every month on my channel, I like to look at my makeup purchases from a year prior. So what we're going to do in this video is look at all of my purchases from May of 2025. Do I still have those purchases? Why did I purchase those things? And do I ultimately feel like they are a good purchase? I'm a content creator, so sometimes I do buy makeup specifically to share opinions about on the internet, and I wouldn't have bought that makeup otherwise. And obviously I'm a makeup lover. I have a beauty channel, so sometimes I do buy makeup that I'm genuinely interested in as well. So I like to reflect on all of those things as I'm talking about it, but let's just get into it. The first thing I bought in May of last year, I bought a lot in May. If you didn't watch my April one, I bought a ton of stuff in April of last year, and then I did the same thing in May, but it feels like very unlike me. So the first thing I bought was this. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This just has come back into the fold, babe. This is the Soulmates face palette, and I think this one got brought back. The other peachy shade that was released with this one was not brought back, and there's a deeper pink shade with a deeper powder. Anyway, I bought this like at the very end of its life cycle. I believe that this was a Valentine's Day release from Charlotte Tilbury, and I actually have the blush on my cheeks today on top of another blush that we're going to talk about in this video. I bought this on Beautylish, and then as soon as I bought it, I could not find this anywhere to like link for people to buy. I've tried a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products in my day. This blush, I've never tried the nipple blush, but like this blush is so beautiful and so easy to work with, so blendable, not too pigmented. It looks great. The brightening powder on the other side, that is also really good. It's not my first choice for an under eye powder, but every now and then I will reach for it. I keep them not in this. I bought this blush duo because of the compact, and I don't even keep the products that are inside of here in the compact. Occasionally I will keep this mirror out to use as a mirror for when I'm in videos and stuff, just like as something that's like visually stimulating to you, the viewer, and it's like I like to hold it. This has a nice bit of weight to it. It's not like super heavy, but it has a nice bit of weight to it. Charlotte Tilbury products historically have not been like weighty or luxurious feeling in the hand, but really like this compact because it's very Sailor Moon-esque, and that was like the whole reason I wanted it. And I like the gem, and I'm glad they brought these back because I think the blush inside is very good. I don't wear this blush very often. For the last year or two, I've been more into like cream blushes, but I will say in the last couple of months, I've been like really digging into my powder blushes, which I keep all of my powder blushes. They're all depotted, and I keep them in like one magnetic palette. So that's where this usually lives, but I did want to put it all together because I have all the components to it. But you'll see as we go down the line here that not everything still has its original packaging, but this is one thing that I do keep. The only thing I wish is that they weren't duos. This is something I complain and lament about a lot when I'm reviewing makeup. I would have rather just had the blush or rather had the powder, and maybe in a smaller compact. I think that the powder is nice, and I would love to have like a mini of the powder, but I don't need this much of the powder. And then I also kind of don't need this much of the blush. So if they were two separate things and they were smaller, I probably would have just bought the blush, and I wouldn't have bought the powder to try. But I had to because this is how they come. This is quite expensive, but I do think if you think you're going to use both of them, I know that we're talking a lot about transitional blush. The powder in here is a little bit pink, so I think that you could definitely use that as a transitional blush step. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera. It doesn't have like a ton of tint, but it's like a pinky like white powder. If I had to think about it really long and hard, do I think this was worth it? Yes, for a personal purchase. I still use both of the products. I often take that powder with me when I'm traveling. Sometimes I'll take the blush with me when I'm traveling. And I still use this compact regularly. So I think it really was a home run. Is it my favorite blush? Is it a blush that I'm wearing all the time? No. Neither one of the products inside of here have become like a full staple in my makeup collection, but I'm happy to have them. Charlotte really got me with the limited edition of it all, because it was so hard to find just a pink one in May, and it came out in February. And then as soon as I bought it, it was like out of stock. It wasn't purchased for content creation. That was not why I bought it. But if I had, this would have been a fail because no one could have bought it after I had it. Like my review would have been moot. So I featured this on my channel before, but like not as a review. Like, I mean, I reviewed the stuff in it, and then I was curious to see what would happen. And it's now a year later and the product is back out, but only again with 2 shades. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what that's about, but I like this product a lot. And then a little later in the month, I don't think this was on a sale, but a little bit later in in the month, I went back to Mob Beauty. A year ago or more, I did a Mob Beauty brand review, which someone just commented on. Thank you to that commenter if you're watching this video. Mob released sparkly lip glosses, and they looked very similar to another lip gloss that I had, so I wanted to buy them to compare them. I put together an order to buy the 2 lip glosses, and then I also bought a third thing, which was a lipstick. If you're not familiar with these lip glosses, they are Dark Star and Diamond Star Halo. Dark Star was a collab with Jessica Hayes, and it's like a sparkly black. I would rather link content for you to go see where I more purposefully swatch these things out rather than do it in this video. This video is not really like a review of the product, it's a review of my purchasing ability and my success in that. And I also have Diamond Star Halo, which is like sparkly. And what I couldn't discern is which one would be more similar to my very beloved Isamaya lip black in the shade Metal. And I made a short where I compared all 3 of them. These glosses are really good, and I would say that they are some of my favorite lip glosses, like Victoria Beckham, then these ones, and that's a very high compliment. Mob and I did not get super along all of the time with the products I tried in my brand review, but I think that their lip gloss is a standout for me. Very comfortable, doesn't really do the white thing, and they have a lot of shimmer. Whatever shimmer they have in here, there's a lot of it. There's another lip gloss that they released that I want. I think it has shimmer in it. No, they released a grayish, and I think that's also a Jessica Hayes collab. These are very good. These, as a purchase, these 2, very good. Good for content, good to compare them to the Isamaya lip black. The Isamaya lip black that I bought to compare these 2 has a lip plumper in them, and I know a lot of people aren't into lip plumper. I'm not always in the mood for lip plumper, even though I feel like the lip black lip plumpers are not the most potent or uncomfortable lip plumpers. Some people don't want that, but a lot of people really like when I wear the lip black, and I like when I wear the lip black in Metal. As a reminder, if you want something that looks more like the Isamaya lip black in the shade Metal, Diamond Star Halo is Diamond Star Halo is closer, but if you want something with a black base, the Dark Star shade is also really pretty. But the only thing I will say about Dark Star is that that dark gray pigment will migrate to the perimeter of your lips, just in case that's something that you're super concerned about. So I just keep looking at my monitor. I look so pretty. I just filmed another video that I think you're going to see after this one. So if you were curious about what's on my face and how it all came together, that's coming down the pipeline. So the lip glosses, great. Love them. I've traveled with them. I wear these lip glosses all the time. I've slowed down wearing them because of all of the Violette. These will be like the first thing I run back to whenever I like not lose interest in them, but like my interest in them wanes a little bit. However, this lipstick is the shade M148, which was a collab with Courtney Quarantine. And I really wanted to like this. I really love Courtney. I think she's great. So this is what the gray looks like, but I'll talk about this in my next video because I just was also talking about another gray product. This gray has a little bit too much green in it, and it reads as a green on my lips. It's a really cool grungy color. It's just not one that I'm going to choose to wear a lot. I like a light grayish lip. I think that this is maybe darker than I would like my gray lip to be. But like, I feel like my lip right now is kind of like a grayy lip, and it's like a lot lighter than that. And I think this is a really flattering grayy lip. And well, I think this is really cool. It's not something I've used a lot. In fact, I think I've only worn it on my lips like 2 times since I bought it. So I would say this one was more like I wanted to support Courtney, and then I bought it and I thought I was going to really like it, but just like didn't turn out to be the best. I do love their lipstick formula, but the shade M102 is like really the shade for me from that line. 2 out of the 3 in the purchase being home runs for me and for content. I think that's like a big win. That was a really good purchase. So the next thing I bought is from a brand that I also get PR from, but I also buy stuff from them occasionally. But I didn't realize that they were going to extend the shade range of this particular product that I wanted to try. So the beginning of last year, was that the beginning of last year? Oh my God. That feels like years ago now. The beginning of last year, I also did a Trixie in-depth brand review, but I did not buy one of the cream blushes in that original purchase. And I was like, oh, I want to try the shade Baby. So I have Baby layered underneath the Charlotte Tilbury one I was just talking about, and it's like this bright poppy pink. So when I was doing my makeup, again in the video that you'll see next, I thought that everything was going to read a little bit more cool toned on my skin than it did. So I pulled this out, and this is like very cool toned. It's a very bright like pink verging on lavender, and this was like a very trendy color last year, and I wanted a piece of that pie, but I didn't want to buy the Dior one, and this is very good. I like this formula. It's not my favorite cream blush formula, but it's really solid. I was wearing it a lot last summer, but I hadn't worn it in a while, which is specifically why I wanted to wear it today. And I didn't even look at this spreadsheet before I sat down to film my previous video. So I didn't even know that that was going to be what was happening, but I am wearing it today. I loved this a lot last summer. And then later on in the summer, they sent me the full range of this. This was still my favorite, and this is the only one I kept. And this is the one that I bought. So if you like bright poppy pink lavender blushes and you were looking for one that's not going to break the bank a bunch, this would be the one I would recommend. It's very good. Very much like it. And it layers well. It layers underneath things. It's like a good base for another pink if you like to do that. I also brought a brush from them because I can't remember when the Teletubby collab came out. So I might have tried the brushes already, but Trixie Cosmetics sent me their eyeliners and I bought a couple of their eyeliners and I just wanted to try their eyeliner brush because I heard it was very good. I don't use those formulas very often. They're like potted gel. Did I say blush? Eyeliner. Potted gel eyeliners. Did I say this was a blush brush? I've been filming for a while. Not the cigarette. Not like... I've been filming for a while, so I feel like I'm losing my gourd a little bit. And also I'm trying to like not make this video a million years long, which I'm always wanting to do. The Trixie brushes are very good, and this works really well with her formula. The only thing I would say about it is it's just a little too thick to get a very precise end of the wing. That's my only complaint. But to get it started, it just like holds a very nice amount of the gel eyeliner to be able to like put it and drag it, because sometimes these eyeliner brushes will not pick up the product and like hold on to the product enough, and you'll get it to your eye and it will immediately come off the brush, and then that's it. This was a good brush. I generally find that Trixie brushes are pretty good. I've only tried the Teletubby ones and this one, but I use those Teletubby ones quite frequently. Again, I use one of those Teletubby brushes in the next video, and I specifically like the blush brush a lot. I don't know if the original blush brush, like the one that they sell all the time, is shaped like this, but the density of this is perfect for super pigmented blushes. This makes them really easy to work with. They blend them out great. I kind of always am secretly hoping they do a brush extension and then they send me the whole range, because their brushes are very cute. And I'm not always into cute cosmetics, but sometimes I am. Was this purchase worth it? I do think it was. I was answering some more questions about Trixie Cosmetics in this purchase. So I was like, well, was that also good? Because like the TLDR on how I felt about Trixie Cosmetics was like, I didn't think I was going to like it. And then I ended up liking a lot of the Trixie Cosmetics products that I tried. And I think that is also how I ended up on their PR list. They watched the video and they were like, can we send you PR? And I said, yes, absolutely. Okay, the next thing I bought, this was definitely a channel purchase. I get asked about reviewing Ritual Defee all of the time, which is always confusing when I get the question, because in nearly every single video where I am applying makeup, a Ritual Defee product gets used. And I'm like, what am I not saying enough? But also in my back catalog, there's a lot of Ritual Defee specific reviews, but not like a brand review. So I had tried a lot of their products over the years, whether as a content creator or not as a content creator. I've tried a lot of their stuff in my free time when I wasn't even doing YouTube. Ritual Defee is a brand that I'm always interested in what they're doing. So I wanted to do a video where all of my Ritual Defee product reviews would be in one place. I bought products that had launched that I had not tried. So I bought some of those, and then I also bought, they do a pretty good sample program. You can get a lot of Ritual Defee products as samples before you buy. You can pay $10 and pick 5 samples, and then you get a $10 credit. I bought mostly samples to like show and demo products that I don't care for or I don't want in my makeup collection, but to be able to show and demo them. But I also bought some products that are in full size, and when I'm thinking about that, because it was so much product, I'm not gonna like talk about each product individually. I'm gonna highlight some here. I think it was a good purchase only because now that video exists, and so when someone's like, you need to talk about Ritual Defee, it's like, go watch that video. Ritual Defee very rarely is launching new product categories. So it's not like I'm that far behind. Sometimes they'll do like color extensions of some of their products, and if I like the color, then I might consider buying if I like that formula. But it just like is a place, because it still comes up where people like review Ritual Defee, and it's like, did you look for a Ritual Defee review from me? Because you didn't, because I know that I have one. I have one and it exists, and you can go watch that right now if you want to. So if you're really into Ritual Defee and you want to know my thoughts on some of the products, that's the place to do it. So it solves that problem for me. I can immediately divert people who ask that question who just didn't look. I could be like, it appears you didn't look. I already have one. So go find it. Because it's not hard. If you are very interested in me, you just look at my handle and you type in Ritual Defee. A bunch of videos will pop up because I have more than one Ritual Defee related related video, but it's literally called the Ritual Defeat video. So it's like hard to miss. When I think about a purchase that I make for the channel specifically, it has to do a number of things. It has to get more views than I usually do on a video by a lot, like by a couple thousand. I regularly get about 2,000 to 3,000 views per video. So a good performing video for me is like 4,000, 5,000 plus. I want to do more than 3,000 views in the video. The Ritual Defeat video is at about 5.7K views, which is good. According to the analytics, that's 1.6K more than I usually get in a video. At that time, this was a year ago, or more. I don't know when it was posted at the beginning of June. It did get more views than usual. I also like to see how many subscribers it gets me. Very rarely do I get like a ton of subscribers on a singular video. Most of the time, it's like 1 or 2, or sometimes you lose subscribers on a video. But this one got me 62 subscribers, so that's a really good amount of subscribers to get from a singular video for me. And then revenue wise, I would say like, I don't know, not to spill too much tea or like put too much of the business out there, but like a lot of times in a video that gets the normal amount of views for me, I will make about $20. And I spent about $210 on all of the Ritual Defeat products. At my size, I never expect to get a full return on investment money-wise from a video, but I did make $82.54. I have asked Ritual Defeat for a promo code, not even one that like I will make affiliate money on, but I get questions about it all the time. And I'm like, if I just had an affiliate code, it would prove that I have spent time with Ritual Defeat. I can't prove this. I think that Ritual Defeat does not care for my honesty about the products that they make that I do not like, which I am honest about. That's standard for every brand. And they don't have to give me a code, and I'm not mad at them for it. And I will continue to buy from Ritual Defeat. I love them. I love the work that they do. So I want to highlight a couple of products that I made in that purchase and like tell you how I feel about them. So the main one, the real home run, I already loved the shade Intuition from their contour line, but it wasn't a contour line until last year. They only had 2 shades that they considered contours, like one very fair one and one pretty deep one, but they extended the shade range, and this is the second lightest shade, Omen. Ignore the facial hair in there, but I have hit pan. I don't have it on my face today because I contoured with some other stuff in the video, again, the video that you're gonna see shortly. I finished up my Intuition, so I've only been focusing on this, and ever since I started focusing only on this, I've been really making a progress on the pan. Another highlight from that video was this primer. This is the Creature of Light in the shade Moonlit Creature, and I do really like this. I like that, like the alien blue kind of glow that you get from this. I really like it, and that does shine through just the slightest bit through foundation. It's gorgeous. I love it. Another product that I tried that I loved, but I had like, they sometimes do these lab sample releases, which is so funny with all the stuff that happened with leaked labs, and like Ritual Defeat has been doing that for years and also kind of doing it non-controversially. But yet the lipstick lesbians could not do it. But the concealer, I had the original concealer, and it was very similar to this. I was just thinking when I pulled this out, I was like, I haven't worn this concealer in a while, so I'm gonna make an effort to wear this concealer because I haven't worn it in a really long time. I do really like this concealer though. It's one that I really like, but so funny. It's like I bought the real one and then I stopped using my lab sample release, and it's like now I'm not using either of them. Now I have other concealers that I love even more, so I use them more regularly. But one product, just to prove to you that I don't love everything Ritual Defeat does, the Thorn Bite Oil. I do not like this stuff. I bought the black one specifically because I had been on a slight journey to try to find my perfect sheer black or gray lip gloss. I do have one now, and it's the one from Experiment in their lip balm in the shade Void. I love that. It's like the perfect thing. Just like Dark Star from Mob, the black pigment all pushes to the perimeter of my lips. Don't love this, but I already had put my lip on the applicator. I have disposable applicators for when I'm reviewing stuff. However, I have heard from other people who do not like the black one that they like the other ones. I don't know if I'm willing to try this again. I've not been that wowed by it, and it's just like, it's not something I feel like I want to try other shades of, but maybe one day I will. I think that purchase was great. It did everything it was supposed to do. It was a channel purchase. It solved a lot of problems for me, and I appreciate it for it. The next purchase was a personal purchase, and I made a purchase from Phytosurgeons because Phytosurgeons released some color correctors or mix-ins so you could do things with their blush. They released the shade Dust, which is this gray color, and they released, I think, some other blushes when they also launched this, so I bought one of those. and I bought the shade Scorch. And I also bought their facial oil, which I've already used that up and it's no longer in my home. So that one's gone, and it was not, that part would have never made it onto the channel unless in like a favorites or whatever. So the regenerative facial oil from Fraser's is awesome and I recommend it. I really thought I would use Dust because I do often find that a lot of makeup can run warm on me, and even things that are like marketed as cool toned are not often cool toned enough for me. I have been more open and willing to like wear warmer tones on my face. As you can see today, like it's a little bit warmer. With this, I think the gray is not neutral enough. And that's not to say it doesn't do what they say it does, but I prefer a true gray. And there's just a lot of blue in this. Oh God, you can't. Hello? Anyway, there's a lot of blue in this, so it's very blue-gray. So I actually haven't used this much at all. I have a black mix-in from the people of Earth Co. that they sent me in PR. I was gonna do like a video where I like compared the benefits of putting black versus putting this one in. I don't know. Anyway, it has not become a staple. I keep it because one day I'm like, I'm gonna try it. And you know, it's so funny. The stuff on my face today is mostly like the Hindash color fluids because he sent me a lot of them in PR. It was a lot of mixing on my face, and I think I may be more open to using a liquid mix-in versus a cream one. Maybe that is the problem. And then I also bought the shade Scorch. Last summer I had a love affair with this, but I haven't worn it much recently. But I've been wearing more warm tones recently, so maybe I need to get back into the gig. But as I said earlier, I've been more into powder these days. But with phytosurgeons products, one thing I've learned about them, if you don't use them, you lose them. And what I mean is, it's like they seem to stay less gross longer the more you use them. And what I mean by that is like, sometimes there'll be it's not mold, but they will like crystallize a bit on the top. And then that makes me not want to use them, even though all I have to do is like mix it and it will be fine. But then it's like such a deterrent that I won't. And this happens with like all their products. You have to use them or they will do that and then you will never want to use them again. I got to get back into the gig with Scorch this summer. But it's really pretty. I'll swatch this one for you. It has a lot of blue in it, but it's like a terracotta with blue in it. And I think that blue is helpful. It's not, I wouldn't say that's like a cool toned color, but I would say that it is like an interesting take on terracotta. I want to wear it. I want to wear it. I should have put that on today. That would be so pretty with this eye look. Ooh, okay. Sorry. Checking in on the Hindash eyeshadows. They're holding up quite well. I would expect them to like have creased and fallen apart. Do I think that purchase was good? No. No. Unfortunately, if I am buying from phytosurgeons, I'm always like, put in a blush you don't have already. Like, it's terrible. I went for the regenerative facial oil and this, and then I came back with another blush in Scorch. Yeah, not my best purchase, but you know, phytosurgeons can have my money. That's fine. And then finally, I made a purchase from Surratt. This was a completely selfish purchase because I re-upped on my favorite mascara. I don't know if this is true, but something is ringing inside of me that the beginning of last year and then, yeah, the beginning of last year, I was like suffering through mascaras I don't like, but I re-upped myself on the Releve mascara, which is one of my favorite mascaras. I think they only offer two. I like both of the mascaras that Surratt makes. The Nora Lash Tint, and I like this. Today I'm actually wearing this. And I did not know that that was going to come up in the video. Like I said, I didn't look ahead of time. I love this mascara. I have this one. This is not the one I bought last year, but I have this one and I also have a backup of it because I really love it. Because it will go out of stock a lot and then be out of stock for a while. So I just was like, let me buy two. But now I like the Nora Lash Tint, which is also another product that they make that is out of stock. But yeah, I've talked about this mascara a lot on my channel, so no need to really update you there. And I also bought Grisaille. So Grisaille, whenever I was getting Surratt PR a little more regularly, was always the one that got away. It was like always out of stock whenever they were asking me what I wanted to try. So I just bought it when I saw it in stock. I think I bought this on the Labor Day weekend sale. They sell this as a contour, and when I was doing my contour video, that cream contour video I had mentioned earlier. Is that in this video? I did a cream contour video. A lot of people wanted to hear my thoughts on this shade specifically because they were like, oh, Surratt makes a contour. My skin tone turns a lot of things orange. It's a problem I have a lot with a lot of cosmetics. I'm trying to get you a swatch, but I can't see anything because it's dark. It's dark when it faces me. There you go. It's like a big swatch down my hand. My skin turns everything orange. So a contour for me has to be mostly gray with just a little bit of pink to make it feel a little bit human. Not even peach, because peach will turn orange on me. Just a little bit of something to make it feel not just like I have a gray on my face. So this is actually a really great bronzer for me. I think this would be a great contour for a lot of people with light skin tones. But I think if you have like olive undertones, or if you're like me, you have pink undertones, this, I don't know, it would be like the perfect contour for you, but I love to wear it as a bronzer. This is like the perfect bronzer color for me because it has just enough warmth without pulling orange. But it's like for a contour for me, it is too warm. So it ends up being a perfect bronzer, and I really like it for that. I don't wear it the most of my bronzers. I'm still on my Trixie Cosmetics bronzer kick. The cream bronzer from Trixie Cosmetics is still the GOAT for me, and I'm almost done with it, and I'm trying to finish it up. When I finish it up, I think I'm going to spend some time without it. I don't really want to, but I have other beautiful bronzers that I need to use more, like this one from Surratt. So this one was definitely more of a personal purchase, and I bought my favorite mascara, so I don't think that's ever a bad thing, and I used it all up. And then I bought a product that I had genuine interest in and was able to try it, and then I got to use it in videos and swatch it against other things for people who were curious about it to see the tone of it, because I find that Surratt's a bit of an elusive brand for a lot of people, and it feels like they're only getting smaller and smaller. I just hope that they don't close, because I do like a lot of Surratt products, and a lot of the stuff that they make are some staples for me. That would be devastating, and I'm not wanting that. But I have a code for Surratt too. I've had the code for a long time, and I bought this after having received PR from them. So that, you know, speaks to the quality of what I think of Surratt products in general. Is like, I like them so much that I will buy it, and I don't just need them to send it to me in PR, which is not always the case with influencers. I'm not even trying to call out anyone specifically, but you know what I'm talking about. If you watch beauty content, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's it. That's it. I think for as much as I bought in May of last year, a lot of this makes sense. And the biggest purchase was the Ritual Defee one. And that was a great purchase. It turned out to do everything I needed it to. And I got to try the Mauve glosses, which are one of my favorite lip gloss formulas. And it's great. And I got, you know, Phytosurgeons is a brand I love to support. Ritual Defee and Trixie Cosmetics and Mauve are all brands I really like to support. I mean, not that I dislike supporting Surratt or Charlotte Tilbury, but like Charlotte Tilbury doesn't need my support. These other smaller brands, that's like I really like to be able to like speak to them and share about them. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. In my comments are going to be links to support people in Gaza directly, to support people in Kansas who are trans and had their licenses revoked. There's a lot going on in the world, a lot to pay attention to. So I just have some links down there for some more focused ways to support people who were affected by ice in Minnesota. I know that's a nationwide thing, but I know that there's still been lots of fallout with all of the stuff that happened there earlier in the year. So that's why I focus on them. I have 5calls.org. Call your representatives and be like, you're bad at your job. I don't want a war. Stop him. Do anything to stop him. I'm also on Patreon, and I have channel memberships. If you would like to support me further, if you want to see more reviews from me, that's the best way to do it. Patrons and members make it financially feasible for me to do reviews that I wouldn't do otherwise. But that doesn't mean you have to join my Patreon or channel memberships. I'm genuinely happy that you are here. If you want to support me freely, sharing my content, leaving a comment, hyping is like a thing. You know, they want us to ask you to hype us whenever we're small. So hype me, baby. And that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow your hope, and you'll find me, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Go forth. Tits out.